Let's get into it. Coach Colin here. Man, we got an important message, okay? Inflation. It's Kamala Harris. This is how she plans to fix it.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously. And it is a priority, therefore.
That should be the President of the United States, people. I mean, come on, so brave, so eloquent. Prices are going up, and we know from the history that that means the cost of living is going up, and we take it seriously. And problem solved. That's it. Okay? That's it. And if you want more than that, you're a mega Republican extremist. You will be dealt with, okay? You will be dealt with. She said enough. It's Madam President right there. Absolutely insane that she said that. It's so crazy that she's able to say that, and everyone's like, well, she should just keep getting paid. She should stay in whatever position she's in, and she should get paid. Oh, she wants to be president. Yeah, why not? Let's donate $100 million to this lady. She should be president. This is arguably worse than Joe Biden. She is arguably worse because Joe is 107 years old, right? He's 107. She's 60. And the fact that this is how her mind works when she's asked questions, this is way worse. It's just way worse. Biden can't answer the questions because his mind's gone, you know? Her mind's there, and she still can't answer the questions. That's very, very scary, ladies and gentlemen. And it just shows whoever's running the country, whoever it is, Blinken, I think it's President Blinken. That's just me. But whoever's running it, they're just like, I just want another dumb person. Can you hate on me? There's a bunch of reptilians and people in hoods, Illuminati types in the room. I just want another dumb person. Can I get an amen? Everyone yells, "Hail Satan," of course. As you do when you're behind the scenes, you know. Anyways, guys, we're going to be playing some more. We have some touching moments. A woman in Philadelphia talking about how inflation is hurting her. And then we're going to move on to a compilation of black people really giving hope to the black vote. Really giving hope. Because you see the black celebrities and they're just terrible. You know, they're like, Kamala is overqualified for this position. I mean, it's either she's the president of the United States or she should be Jesus. And I don't understand how we cannot elect her as Jesus and God of the whole country. I don't understand. She should be able to do away with First, Second Amendment and bring socialism, communism to all of us. And every black person's like, oh, that guy's cool. He's rich. Oh, I hate the mentality. Oh, it drives me crazy. Anyways, let's start it with this clip right now. We're going to move into some other stuff. Let's get into it.
In the first place.
How hard has inflation hit you?
It hit me hard. It's hitting me hard.
Who do you blame for it?
I blame the federal government at this point. If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us. If you understand that. They're killing us without telling us they're killing us. They're hurting people in ways that they can't help themselves. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't, but I have to go work.
Who feels as if black voters are taken for granted, i.e., they make you promises and they don't deliver? What do you care about most right now?
What are they going to do for my people that lives in the communities where I am from? The gun violence is second in my mind. But it's what can they do for us? How can they help? How can they go into a home and help that family to save their children? We need the funding. We want the help. But in my opinion, it starts at home.
It starts at home. Jaleel, what about you? What is most important to you right now?
It's so sad that a lot of black people don't realize that they want the law and order that the Republican Party is offering, that Donald Trump is offering. They don't realize that that's what they want because the media has taken that promise of law and order and they've made it look like it's xenophobic and it's racist and it's police brutality and all sorts of things like that. But then she brings up gun control. She's like, oh, I want gun violence. It's like, you're looking for law and order. That's what you're looking for. You know, it's such a hard mentality that we're worked into as a people, because when you're the person who says, I want the gun violence under control, you're saying that you want some black people who have guns illegally. So you don't really want gun control. You want people who have guns that shouldn't have guns to be arrested and put in jail. But then at the same time, you're taught that every time someone goes in jail, whether they're guilty or not, that's racism. And now they're attacking you. You see, like, it's such an odd thing that happens. But that woman, that first woman, she said it perfectly. And she doesn't even realize that she said it perfectly. They're killing you without killing you. Jordan Peterson was talking about that too. When he was talking about energy control and the pricing of energy, he was saying how, you know, the same sentiment. They're killing you without killing you, because what happens when energy costs go up is a lot of people who are in poverty can't afford it, and especially the elderly people. And then when, let's say, you're in a place with a severe winter, when that cost goes up and you can't afford to heat your house properly, it actually has an impact on your health and actually does away with you a lot quicker than you would think. Or some people that just go without power because it just goes, you know, it just, the price of it just becomes too high. It's a wild situation that they don't realize that that's what they want. You know, and here's the thing. It's so sad that this lady said the federal government. I blame the federal government, when in reality, it's Biden. It's Biden. It's Kamala Harris, because she's literally in a position to do it right now, and they just don't realize it. She's like the federal government. It's nameless. When it's not Trump, it's nameless. It's just the federal government, the people in the federal government. But the second, all of a sudden, when it turns to Trump, it's Trump. You notice how it's never the Republican Party? It's never the people who are Republicans. It's Trump. They focus right in on Trump. And that's another thing that the media does through the slow, or nowadays fast, severe brainwashing that they put people through. It's so sad that she doesn't realize that her situation could be fixed, not completely fixed. I don't think Trump will just magically change everything, but it would be a step in the right direction. And they're taught that the step in the right direction is actually an evil, racist, misogynistic threat to democracy. So they keep on stepping in the wrong direction. It's the saddest thing to see. And I'm so glad that I haven't given into that type of brainwashing at all myself. And I'll be honest with you guys, Kamala Harris actually responded to that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, that is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Very proud. Look at her smile. Look at that smile. She does have a pretty smile. Look at that. Just happy about Bidenomics. It should be it should be like what you see on the screen right now. Bidenomics. Bidenomics. And then right below, just right below should just say killing you without killing you. Sad but true. But now, I'm talking about how sad that is to see people in that situation, because also in that panel, they did start talking about gun control more and more. And for some reason, these people who are in Philadelphia, in poverty, in urban areas, are concerned with gun control as if the guys who are on their corners dealing dope and doing all the things and gangsters, as if those people are the people who are affected by gun control. Those guys in those streets don't care anything about gun. They don't even know the laws behind it. They get money, they find the guy that has it, and they buy it off, and they scrape off the serial number. That's exactly what goes down. 100%. Dirty guns sold galore because they're cheaper, because you're trying to get rid of them, because they got bodies on them. That's the way it goes. Those guys don't care about gun control. So every time they think that they're talking about gun control, they're actually helping the government make it harder for honest citizens who are going about it the fair and just way. And they're making it way easier, or not affecting at all, the actual black market. And I don't mean black in terms of color, but double entendre. I'm kidding. Anyway, let's get into this clip right here, because this gives me hope.
Are Black and Hispanic voters persuaded by identity politics or actual policies? We hit the streets of the Bronx to find out.
She's using her color. I thought that Martin Luther King said the color wasn't the issue. I thought it was the content of our character that we were supposed to be recognized for. But if she's going to keep running on that color, she's going to have a misconception about how black people really roll.
If you bring somebody into office that looks like you, but then continues to detriment your community, what was that for? But if you choose somebody who can raise your community, then you chose the right one.
Wait,
so
who do you choose?
Personally, I choose Trump.
I'm looking for who I think is more qualified to run the country. That's all I'm looking at.
Black Latinos are starting to be a little bit more critical. They're fed up of their hard-earned money going to illegal, undocumented people.
Kamala Harris did not do a good job on the border because, from what I know, a lot of people were coming from the other side and doing a lot of bad things to what we call home.
I think she's not a good candidate for president because she's with Joe Biden for the past 2 years, a wreck up in New York,
Colors don't matter, man.
Right, they don't.
Ask God, man.
That's true. So what do you think about a candidate that uses their race as a selling point? Do you think
that's some weird
That's weird?
You lost already, 2024. If you racist today, you lost. Nobody going against Trump.
It's not about race. It's about what they provide for the society, is what they could do for the community.
With her putting a lot of black Americans in jail for the marijuana, they're not really going for her.
We also got people's thoughts on Trump's recent comments on Harris's ethnicity.
She was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Yeah, she was Hindu when it suited her purpose, and now that she's running, the black vote suits her purpose. So, like Trump said, now she's black.
Donald Trump is absolutely right. Her mother's Indian, her father's Irish Hindu, and she's always presented herself as Indian.
What do you think about Trump saying Kamala Harris is black? I thought she was Indian. She was saying she was Indian.
That's my response. Trump is an open book, yo. Facts.
That's just Trump being Trump. I don't believe he's racist. I don't even think he has a racist bone in his body.
And Trump said that Kamala Harris always portrayed herself to be Indian, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's black.
Right? Nah, she's really Indian. She just want our support. She's trying to snatch our support away from Trump. But that's not how that's going down.
Reporting for Newsmax in the Bronx, New York, I'm Kara Castronova.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That brings a lot of hope, because not all those people, a couple of them were older, gray hair and everything, but those were some young people that had that mindset. I love to see that. Love to see that. I've been doing some, I think I posted the video on this channel or on my main channel, but I was talking about the polling industry. And a lot of times when you look at the polls, especially if you're, jumping into, the dumpster fire of MSNBC and all that, you keep seeing the polls. They're like, oh, Kamala's up, or Kamala's tied, or it's so close. Oh, it's changed so much. It's all changed so much. And I went to this polling site. Oh, And I told you guys I would show you this polling company, and then I didn't know what their name was and I couldn't find them, but I figured it out. Let's go here. Rasmussen. You should check out Rasmussen polls. These people poll every single day. Okay? They poll every single day. This is not an ad. I don't know these guys. I'm just subscribed. I've just been watching what they're doing. They poll every single day, so they're always pulling the numbers as they actually are. And what they actually uncovered is that the mainstream media, there was a pop. There was a pop when Kamala was announced where it looked like she was going to be in the lead. And, you know, even in some places, she did take over Trump, right? But what the media did, the mainstream media, is they took that snapshot, okay? So that happened, let's just say it happened on, you know, August 2nd. They took the snapshot of August 2nd and they've just kept running with it. And they haven't been updating every single day. And that's why I like this Rasmussen company, because they actually do update every day. Every day they're releasing new videos. Every day they're talking about different things. Like what have they put out? Okay, I shouldn't say every day they put out videos. It's been 2 days, but they're a small channel. They've only just begun. When I started following them, they were at like 10,000 subscribers. Now they're at 69. So they're having a big growth because a lot of people want honest polling. And then what I showed in the video that I did, I looked into the polling that MSNBC uses, and it was this place called The Cook, and their editor-in-chief was someone named, I believe, Amy Walker. And then I looked into her bio and what she does, and it turns out she's a regular guest on CNN and MSNBC, and I believe PBS as well. And I was like, oh, so this company is kind of skewed in the same way. They're a very left-leaning company. At the very least, they're hand-in-hand with mainstream media. Not, in my opinion, I could be wrong, not the most honest. That's what I could see. But yeah, it's very interesting. They took this snapshot. They've just been running with it. But when you really look at the numbers, it hasn't changed all that much. Kamala, the only thing that's really changed is it used to say Biden as the person who was losing, and now it says Kamala. And they've been putting it in everybody's head that, oh, no, things have changed so much. Oh, this surge, this major surge. And that's actually not the case. You guys should really look at this company. I'm telling you, this YouTube channel, they're on X as well, if that's where you prefer to go. They have a website as well. Haven't gone on there. I've just been sticking to the videos. But they're showing some serious stuff. And, you know, like little clips like this are starting to also reflect what's actually going on, how people are actually feeling, men and women, black, white. It's not as bad as people think. A lot of people are being made to think that something terrible is going on in regard, or good, depending on what side you're on. But they're making it seem like Kamala is just like, oh, she's just blowing past Trump. And that's actually not what's happening at all. So I might do a little video on the polling industry because, yeah, I uncovered some interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. You cannot believe. I always thought in my head, whenever I'd see polls, and I think I've even said it to you guys as well, where I'm like, who are they polling? Who are these polling companies? Like, who is this? And then I finally decided, because I was doing a video on my other channel, I was like, I should probably look into, because I saw the name. I don't usually see the name of the pollster. So I saw the name, and I'm like, let me look into this company. And right away, it wasn't even a hard, I didn't even do a deep dive into it. I just clicked on one name, clicked into her bio, and I was like, oh, this person's wrapped up with mainstream media, you know? And listen, I don't know. Maybe mainstream media works just like podcasting, and somebody comes on your podcast just out of the goodness of their heart and they don't get paid at all. But if it's not, and if it's different, and if there is some financial incentive, well then for that to keep going, you would have to, I'm not saying the Cook does this, I'm just saying in general how people work, how business works, you would think I should probably keep the polling in some kind of frame that lends itself to their narrative so they can continue to have me on, so they can continue to pay me. I'm just saying, I don't know. I would think that's how business works. Very, very telling stuff going on. But those clips gave me some hope. Definitely gave me some hope. Once again, these young people, You know, let me just replay this young man right here.
That looks like you, but then continues to detriment your community. What was that for? But if you choose somebody who can raise your community, then you chose the right one.
Wait,
so
who do you choose?
Personally, I choose Trump.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Helps the channel tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.